a woman on a Southwest flight, okay? She's thrown from her wheelchair and suffers extreme injuries. Let me first put up the pictures of the injuries. Let me show you what this did to the young lady. Here it is. Do you see that? Okay. Let's go back. Let's go back to the first graphic here. The 24-year-old Gaby Assouline was traveling from South Florida to Denver in February. And according to her mother, Sandra on the right, they originally planned and had constant communication with the airline and its vendor to make sure she had a safe experience. Now, according to the report, the Southwest Airlines staffers refused to help her get down a jet bridge in her wheelchair. They refused to help her. That's according to the report. This is the condition Gaby has that requires her to use wheelchair sometimes because she cannot walk long distances. My daughter already was living with an extremely rare condition called fibrodysplasia, where muscle tissue turns to bone, limiting her mobility with each flare-up. I had a very good friend of mine who died from this, okay? And when those flare-ups happened, he could not move. It was so painful for him. It was hard to watch. When you tell an airline, this is the issue, we need to make sure we have appropriate staff available, and they tell you yes, that's a lot of trust. That's a lot of professional responsibility, and they should treat it as such. After Gaby asked for someone to help her with the wheelchair down the corridor, okay? A Southwest supervisor at Fort Lauderdale-Hollywood International Airport declined the request, forcing her to navigate this corridor, this jet bridge, as it's called, on her own, right? Where she was thrown from her wheelchair, landing on her head, paralyzing her from the neck down. Her mom's account of the incident on the GoFundMe she organized for her daughter says, and I quote, "Nothing could prepare me for seeing my daughter in that hospital bed." Let's put up the picture again. Let's keep that up, okay? A Southwest Airlines supervisor is responsible for this. The mother says, "Nothing could have prepared me for seeing my daughter in that hospital bed, unconscious with that many tubes attached to her, helping stabilize her. Throughout that first week, we pieced together parts of what happened. Gaby fell on the head, fractured her C2 vertebrae, resulting in a severe spinal cord injury. She had a cardiac arrest and had to be intubated immediately after she was resuscitated. She's currently presenting as a quadriplegic. She's on a ventilator. The family has now filed a lawsuit against Southwest Airlines and Irving-based G2 Secure staff, the contractor providing wheelchair escorts at the airport. The suit is demanding that Southwest pay for the medical care, compensate for her suffering. After the hospital, she would need to be moved to a live-in inpatient rehab facility, where she will learn to live with her new reality, her mother wrote. Gaby will need occupational, speech, physical, psychological, many other therapies in order to regain what she lost. The lawsuit also claims that Southwest should have warned Gaby about dangerous conditions on the jet bridge, provided proper training to employees for helping passengers with wheelchairs. Remember, it was requested, it was coordinated, and it did not happen. This is what a Southwest spokesperson said. Southwest Airlines' primary priority is the safety of our people and customers, both on the ground and in the air. We have reviewed the customer's initial account of her travel experience and have offered a response directly to those involved. Southwest Airlines will continue to work with customer and other parties involved to investigate and address the facts and circumstances relating to the travel experience. I'm emotional about this because I have reported on so many stories where people who have a physical disability get on a plane and come out injured because staff refuse to do the human thing. You get paid too much damn money for this. Now, I promise you this, I would never fly another Southwest airline in my life until they have a responsive protocol that allows those with disabilities to actually be okay. We're talking about a multi-billion-dollar industry, and they refuse to invest money to make sure that those that are diverse amongst us with some form of disability can be just okay. Just make sure they're safe. All right, Jackson, thoughts on this?
Yeah, so this is definitely one of the more, sad stories that I've ever seen, and really to consider how much effort you really have to take to, push someone out of their wheelchair, so much so to the point that they hit their head like that. That took effort, and that took some form of hostility. I mean, for them to, I won't push you down this lane. Something so simple and, like you said, just human to help somebody out. And there's absolutely no reason why Southwest shouldn't pay up and shouldn't help this family to the utmost, because they absolutely have the resources to do it. But when I was looking over this earlier, this is definitely one of the more unfortunate and sad stories that I've ever seen.
Yeah, sure. But we're gonna follow up on this one. And the protocol of Southwest Airlines has to change, or I am going to be hell on them until it does. All right, so we're gonna follow up.